And I remember there was this one particular Tahajjud Salah I prayed on September 18th, 2019. And I cried a lot. I did. I made dua to Allah. And Allah felt so close to my heart in those moments. When I think about it now, I still get emotional. I went to sleep after praying Tahajjud Salah. And 4 hours later, I woke up. And long story short, out of nowhere, I got a proposal from Saudi Arabia. And that the proposal became my wife. And alhamdulillah, we've been married happily ever since. Now, when I first started marriage searching 6 years ago, I'm not going to lie, it was one of the most stressful and humiliating experiences in my entire life. And to help you understand the value of these solutions that I'm about to offer, I think it'll be helpful to understand the context in which I was trying to find a spouse. And maybe, inshallah, it'll give you some hope. So, after I graduated from South Africa and I came back to North America, I really didn't have a clue with regards to where I belonged in society. I mean, I was kind of locked away in a madrasah for about 10 years. So when I came, I had no sense of direction, no sense of community, and I definitely did not know where to start looking for a wife. What I normally do when I'm lost in life, I seek advice from elders and from wiser people than myself. And I did something similar to that. I went to a person named Farhan, who's the founder of Ihsan Coaching, and he was kind enough to sit with me, and he offered a whole bunch of advices that really stuck with me for the rest of my life and eventually got me married, alhamdulillah. Among the many advices that he shared with me, here are a few of them. Number one, I have to aim to become a man that can offer some sort of value. And to put it simply, what this means is that you have to become a man that can be useful to others. Now, how useful you become or what kind of use you become, that differs from person to person. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the people are like mines of gold and silver, meaning that everybody has some sort of talent that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them. And you just have to find that talent within yourself. You have to believe in Allah, and then you utilize it for your society. What I personally did was I didn't really have much to offer at the time, but I realized that there was a lot of youth going through a lot of problems in my community, and they needed a sense of direction. Now, I had no wisdom of my own, but I was fortunate enough to have a whole network of wise, learned scholars and teachers. And what I would simply do is I would listen to the problems of these young people in our communities, and then I would go back to my teachers and discuss it with them, and they would offer me solutions. And then I would come back and explain those solutions to these youngsters. So I kind of became like this dealer of solutions, this middleman. And as a result, I found quickly that by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, there was a community in Chicago who loved me and they took me in, and I found a sense of belonging and community there. But the important point here is that strive to become somebody that can offer value in whatever form it may be. Trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah will make you useful to others, and that makes you more attractive. That makes you more appealing. Another piece of advice that I had received was if you're trying to get married, it's not helpful if you're a type of guy that's kind of cut away from society. Try to find a community. And as Muslims, the best community that you can latch onto are the communities that are surrounded or surrounds the masjid. So go into your masjid community, start trying to pray 5 times salah there. Become involved in any programs that the masjid community has to offer. Become close with the imams or the scholars. And inshallah, as you get more and more involved, Allah will connect you to pious people. I mean, if you don't find pious people in the masjid, you're not going to find pious people anywhere else. So this is the best place to look. And eventually, as you become more useful and known in the community and you develop bonds of love and friendship and Islamic brotherhood, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open a door. Perhaps it'll be someone's father or someone's brother or someone's uncle or even the Imam himself, whoever. And they may come up to you and ask that, hey, you're a young man, you have a lot of value to offer, and you're very loved by the community. Don't you want to get married? And that opens up a lot of options by the grace of Allah. So latch onto a community and see them as your own family. And inshallah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make things easy. Another very important quality to develop is optimism. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam shared so many advices in which he's trying to teach us to develop optimism. And for example, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said to spread salam amongst the masses, amongst the Muslims. So in your masjid community, be the first person to always say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Be the first person to always shake hands. Develop that reputation that as soon as you're approaching a gathering or a group of people, they know that you're going to bring positivity and optimism with you. Now, this is the case even if you may not feel optimistic inside, right? Remember that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam was described by Aisha radiallahu anha as somebody that would be very optimistic in public. He would smile and he would love everyone, but in private, in the privacy of his prayer mat, he would be heard crying by his wives, tears streaming down as he cried for his ummah. So regardless of what you feel inside, I understand life can be very tough, but try to develop optimism. And inshallah, what you display outside will slowly affect your inside as well. The next important point is to learn how to be calm in every situation. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that a strong person is one who can control his anger. If you can exude a level of calmness, you will see that your community will look towards you to become the problem solver, will look towards you and depend on you to help them. And when you become that calm person in all situations, you become an incredibly appealing and attractive person for marriage. And finally, a very indispensable habit that you must cultivate if you're serious about getting marriage is tahajjud salah. Along with whatever effort that you're making upon yourself, you have to now place yourself at the mercy of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Get up in the middle of the night, pray 2 rakat salat tahajjud, and then raise your hands and try to pray before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. My teacher, Mufti Ibrahim Desai, rahmatullahi alayh, I once approached him and I asked him that, how can I get married? How can I find the right spouse? And Mufti Ibrahim Desai told me that I should cry in front of Allah like a drowning man. Cry because you're only dependent on Allah. Cry out of the fear of Allah. Cry out of the love of Allah. Cry to strengthen your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And once you have that strong relationship with Allah, Allah will never abandon you. Use tahajjud for every single need in this world and the hereafter, including getting married. Personally, I prayed tahajjud salah in desperation after a long marriage search, after doing all the things that I am recommending to you in this video. And I remember there was this one particular tahajjud salah I prayed on September 18th, 2019. And I cried a lot. I did. I made dua to Allah. And Allah felt so close to my heart in those moments. When I think about it now, I still get emotional. I went to sleep after praying tahajjud salah. And 4 hours later, I woke up. And long story short, out of nowhere, I got a proposal from Saudi Arabia. And that the proposal became my wife. And alhamdulillah, we've been married happily ever since, by the grace of Allah. The marriage search is a difficult grind, and my heart goes out to any of the brothers or sisters who are currently going through it right now. But I want you to understand that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam always believed that you, as a member of his ummah, has immense value to give. This marriage process can be a means for you to now search deep within yourself and figure out what value you have to give to the ummah, to the community at large, and of course to your future spouse. This marriage search process, instead of making you a more bitter person, can be a means of finding your true self and figuring out the potential that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has embedded into your heart. And perhaps this is the time for it to manifest. Follow all these steps, and inshallah, you will meet the love of your life very soon. Remember to like and subscribe, and remember, keep it simple.